Alright, so day 2, here we go, riding. Camped at Roaring Creek Campground last night, and now we're gonna go, I think it's about 30 miles or so, past Clay Elm, and then end up at Ponderosa Canyon, I think it's called, campground. Ponderosa Campground. So we all gotta drink water and drink lots of it. And so what I got for filtering water is I got a little Sawyer squeeze. It's just this thing. They make a Sawyer mini, but I like this big one because it's easier to deal with. And then one of the good hacks is you get one of these water bottles. This is just like what is it? Smart water bottle. And this is a lot better than the bags that come with. So you can just fill this up. It's a lot easier to fill up than the bags because it's rigid. So there, I've got that all filled up. Put that on there. Just like that. And all you do is just squeeze her. It's a real pain in the butt. Coolest bridge of the trip yet. We've been stopping. Have a look. Beauty. Train tracks right over there. So I've been riding for, I don't know, an hour or something. Not going too fast, but it's super awesome today now that we're on the east side of the Cascades. You can barely tell, but it's just this like slowed down 2% railroad grade. So I've just been flying without hardly having to work. This side east of the Cascades is really gorgeous. It's way different. It's still real green and the trail's real nice. It's like really wooded in so far, so you get a little bit of shade here and there, which is great, but super fun day. So we got to the Easton Trailhead, and they do have water here. So there's a little spigot. Works. So that's real nice. If you don't want to carry a filter, you could load up on water at the Easton Trailhead. It's a beautiful day. It's really hot. It's getting hotter. Feels great. Definitely getting to more kind of Eastern Washington kind of piney stuff. Another bridge. Really nice. Really great spot to stop for some lunch right by the river here. That was a pretty neat spot on this bridge. There's a confluence of the Clay Elm River. And there's the Yakima River. And I guess when the Clay Elm meets the Yakima, it just becomes the Yakima going down that way. Hey, little Lizzie. So I had a super nice lunch. I went for a swim in the river. It's really pleasant. And now we're gonna go and bike like 9 more miles to this Ponderosa campground, and that'll be the end of the day for me. So the track is kind of degraded a little bit. This is kind of a little bit loose gravel, not too bad. But if you had real skinny tires, you might be a little bit sad. You could dig it in pretty good. It's also just long and straight, which is not very exciting, but I'm not going to complain too much. So 30 miles later from this morning, and we're at the Ponderosa campsite. The river's just down the way, down there. It's pretty peaceful out here. It's nice and hot and dry. Just some little campgrounds around here, like that one, like this one. The trail from where I woke up this morning at Roaring Creek was real good most of the way up until about Easton. It was still just fine, but it just kind of got a little gravelly, and so gravelly and straight, which is less exciting than a few turns here and there. But overall, it's super easy going. It's just warm today. It's about 85, I think. So I had a good swim at lunch. I'm feeling real good now. I'm just gonna hang out here. I kind of don't think anyone's gonna be hanging out with me, which would be nice if someone showed up, but we'll see. So anyhow, I hope we could get another swim in this afternoon. Super excited because the Ponderosa campsite comes with a beach along the river here, so good place to drink some wine and have a swim and relax for the afternoon. It's pretty hot today. Guess maybe I'll try to wait, otherwise it's gonna be getting eaten with the spoon. So here's home for tonight. Kind of been a real hot afternoon. My chocolate's all melty. I think it was up close to 90 degrees, and luckily this campsite had a spot down by the river, so I've just been hanging out by the river all afternoon. It's getting on towards 7. Not too tired, so I guess I'm just gonna read my book for a little bit here and eventually go to bed. Pretty nice place. Really glad there was a river spot, otherwise I would have been cooking. So anyway, see you in the morning. Oh, good morning. Another beautiful morning. I woke up kind of early this morning, like 5 o'clock or 4:30 even, I think, because the sun came up so bright, but went to bed so early it doesn't even really matter. It's a beautiful day. There's these kind of crazy looking clouds behind me. I don't know if they're really coming through in the video, but they're all really cool looking. And over this way, it's beautiful blue skies. So so far in this whole trip, we've gone about 57 miles in 2 days, which has been real relaxed. And I got to get back home on Thursday. So I'm gonna turn around and head back now. So we're gonna go do the same thing we just did over the last 2 days backwards. So back to Cedar Falls. I'm gonna have some breakfast, have some coffee, and get to it. So here we go. Ponderosa campsite was great. Had a really nice, pleasant night. On to wherever we're gonna sleep tonight. Maybe the car, maybe a campsite. I'm not sure. It depends how far and fast we go today. A little bit of a headwind this morning. Nothing too crazy, but just enough to make you feel like you gotta work hard. So here we are in Clay Elum, and there's this train depot, this old train depot and such, and there's a barbecue joint that's in there. They're not open right now, which is too bad. I guess breakfast barbecue is kind of a weird thing, but check in on this barbecue spot, I guess, if we come through. I'm sure it's really super good. So it's Smokey's Barbecue, and their hours are there. There's that headwind I'm talking about. Just enough to make you work hard. So we've done about 30 miles today. We came back all the way to where we camped 2 nights ago, back at Keefe Lake. And yeah, feeling real good. It's been a bit of a headwind all day. And now we'll see what we do after lunch here, because it's only I think 5 miles or something to the Snoqualmie Tunnel. And then from there, it's kind of all downhill back to the car. Not a very steep hill, but a hill, downhill nonetheless. So have some lunch and play it by ear after that. So sardines and oil, they're delicious and nutritious. Gotta make sure you get wild caught ones. Yum. If you go down this route, you wanna make sure you get the ones that are in oil, because there's way more calories in there. You don't want those, and it tastes better. The water is just really good. So we're on the other side, and it's just like almost imperceptible, but I'm not doing anything right now, and we're just kind of like moving right along, and pedal a little bit, and keep going. So on the way up, you know, you could barely tell it was a hill. It doesn't even look like a hill, but on the way down, you sure can tell that you got gravity on your side. So it should be pretty smooth sailing from here on out. So I made it back to the car, so that's the end of this little bike trip. Overall, the John Wayne Trail is super nice. I'd say it's a real good route if you're first getting into bike packing and want to shake yourself down and see what you're capable of. The riding itself isn't super interesting. It's just a railroad grade trail, so it's kind of like biking on just a really long driveway. But the views are really good, and there's really good camping. So there's 5 primitive campsites they got set up. They're $12 a night, and those go as far as that Ponderosa campsite that I went to. The trail keeps going all the way to Idaho, but I'll have to save that for some other time. Honestly, probably staying in the mountains is prettier than getting into like the flats out there in eastern Washington, but it's probably worth it. Go check it out sometime. So yeah, overall super fun. I had a rad time. I think we did just under 120 miles or something. So the first day we did from Cedar Falls to Roaring Creek campsite, and I think that was like 27 miles. Second day from Roaring Creek campsite to Ponderosa campsite, which was another 30 miles. And then the third day we just woke up early and hoofed it all the way back to the car. So I think it was about 57 miles from Ponderosa campsite to back to Cedar Falls parking lot here. So overall, super fun trip. If you're looking to get into bike packing and want to have a route that's super forgiving, there's a lot of ways. If you decide to give up on this route, there's a lot of places you can jump off, call for help. There's pretty much cell phone service the whole route, so that's not something you got to worry about too much either. And yeah, I had a really nice time. Definitely, if you're gonna do it, make sure you go swimming, because that's a real big highlight. And yeah, all right, well, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. I know I did. Take care, be safe, have fun, bye.